Okay, so I am in the middle of packing, but I had this very long comment on my video, and I'm going to respond to that comment. And this comment is about someone who had a dream, and they gave me all the details of their dream, and it was a phenomenal dream. Now, oh, hold on. This is why Between Worlds in the companion, this is the journal, this is the companion journal. This is telling you about dreams in the companion journal. This dream that this person had is one that I would have written down in the book and went into the details, but I'm going to highlight some of the things that the person wrote in their post. And they said that they had a dream, and in the dream they were riding a bicycle or something because they wanted to go into a different dimension, a different universe. Which, first, we have to start with that. We have the ability to travel into other dimensions, other alternate universes, and you can definitely do that in the subconscious state, in the sleeping state. Just earlier today, one of my dreams I had was from the 1800s. And literally, another person I was watching doing a video, they had a dream about the 1800s. The astral traveling is so easy to do when you're sleeping. But when you ask specific things, such as what they asked, this individual who wrote the comment that they wanted to go to a different place, you're always going to learn something. And they said, as they continue, at one point in the dream, they ran into a white light, a energy, and the energy felt like their angel, their guardian, or something like that. And it required them to trust it, right? So that the energy could remove something that was blocking and hindering that individual. And the energy entered the person. And this is something that I want you guys to take and kind of resonate with. There's a couple of things that happen. This dream is an example of something of a larger scale. But for the person who sent this, I really hope you actually watch this video and understand what I'm telling you. Having to trust was one of the keys. Once you trust, you had to allow. Once you allowed in the dream, the entity, the light entered inside of you. And then what they said in their dream was another thing, a mud, a globulin kind of thing, exited them. They, in some way, it left them, and they could see that riding off. So, what I want you guys to take from this is the energy exchange of the light energy. And the light energy is representing a cleansing, it is representing something that's good, that's lifting you up. And it's not to say that white is better than dark, although there's some traditions that mean that they believe like white is better than black in the color spectrum. There's other places that believe black is used for protection. Da da da. I'm speaking specifically to what is represented by what they said was happening in their dream. In this instance, that white light was a cleansing. When you get the cleansing, there's requirements after you get the cleansing in order to keep the cleansing. Because what happens is people, like, they experience a thing such as at one point when I meditated to the level of enlightenment, as they say in the Buddhist faith, that I reached enlightenment in my meditative state. If you go and you pick up things, you can come down from that level, right? You can become heavy. That mud that the individual saw in their dream represented the goop, the junk, all the stuff, the baggage that they were carrying around. And if you ever were in mud, if you run in mud, if you sit in mud, when you get up, it's heavy. So it weighs you down. So all of that was something that the individual, the person who actually had the dream, let me tell you, you release that stuff in your dream. Now you go on to say a second thing that you feel kind of heavy because perhaps you went and picked some things up. This is what I would ask you first and foremost. Were you in a toxic relationship at the time or somewhere shortly prior to having a dream? And did you leave that relationship or disassociate yourself from that relationship? Mind you, when I say toxic relationships, they are not just romantic. You can be a toxic relationship with a parent, with a sibling, with a friend, with a coworker. You can be a toxic relationship in lots of different types of relationship. People always think it's like some guy and some girl, or some guy and some guy as far as romantic. That is not the case. Did you leave that toxic relationship and all of a sudden you have this dream experience? And after having a dream experience, did you associate with that toxic relationship again? Now, also understand we can have toxic relationship with foods or habits, okay? Like doing drugs, doing anything to access anything that clouds your mind, that takes you from being able to completely be conscious of what you're doing, the decisions that you're making. Were you in any of those situations? So, and the last thing I want to say is thank you for sharing your comment. Thank you for sharing your dream. I could go into more details, but I don't want to put your personal stuff out here on the video on that level. But anyway, your dream, very, very interesting. Sounds like you're obviously on a path of spiritual enlightenment, and you could do things to get further in that path. And I really hope that you are. Meditate, and remember, if you've seen any of my videos, meditating is not just sitting still going okay, that's one way. There's other ways to do it. I meditated today by doing yoga, and I did yoga with no music, just me being able to think and concentrate and focus. And then I meditated when I went walking, so I was just no music, just out there able to think, right? Okay. So I wish you well, and I'm going to go back to packing. Bye.